America as we know it is in deep shit right now, and I don't think that people are taking it quite as seriously as they should be. And it's not like the political elites, like the political class, are not showing their hand. They've been showing their hand for a while. James Carville, a very respected, highly respected Democratic strategist and analyst, just came out and publicly said this with no shame in his game. He is instructing all of the Democrats, the minute they get into power, to immediately turn Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. into states and expand the Supreme Court to 13 so they never lose the majority ever again. The reason why they're doing this is very simple. Political elites, the political ruling class, realized in 2016 and in 2024 that the will of the American people was implemented. Guys, they pulled out every trick in the book to subvert the will of the American people. We had the Russia collusion hoax. We had impeachment number 1. We had impeachment number 2. We had lawfare. They pulled out all the stops. They used all 3 branches of government to try to undo what the American people voted for in 2016. They were not happy. And they are making every effort, everything they are doing is to make sure that the will of the people never, ever happens again. And that the political elite and the political class remain the ruling class forever, for eternity. They never want to give the American people a say ever again. That is why they flooded our borders with illegal immigrants. It wasn't out of goodwill and kindness. It was because they wanted to flood our census records and they wanted to increase their seats in the House and therefore guarantee their power. And that's why we have mail-in ballots now too, because it makes it very easy to manipulate votes. Look what they just did in Virginia, a deeply purple state, split 50-50, one of the few states in our country that has 50% Republican, 50% Democrat. They just passed a referendum last night that makes it so that 10 representatives will always be Democrat and only 1 representative for 50% of the entire state will represent Republicans. Not even just, that's just happening to Virginia, because they're going into DC and they're setting policy for the entire country. And these are the same people that have been telling us they want to save democracy. They don't want to save democracy. They want to save the Democrat Party. And those are not interchangeable. They don't give a shit about democracy. They don't care about me and you. Clearly. They just want power, infinite power, to do whatever the hell they want with our hardworking tax dollars. We are their slaves. That's what we are. And understand, with that infinite power comes an ability to defraud the American taxpayer with no oversight whatsoever, ever again. They're just going to keep stealing, and their donors and their big corporate buddies and their nonprofits are just going to become billionaires by the day, while we get less and less and less. And I know that people are busy with their everyday lives. You know, they're taking care of children, they're raising families, they're nurturing their elderly parents or their sick relatives. You know, they're working their asses off trying to put a roof over their head or gas in their car, food on the table. I get it. But we have to start paying attention. We have to see the big picture and stop getting caught up in the minute by minute emotional triggers, because there's a whole ass machine behind this that is gearing up to run us over like a fucking steamroller, and we're just sitting back watching.